Do you feel like you have any shape to you or color?
Green. I just feel green.
Mm-hmm.
Energy.
You feel like green energy?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm supposed to be. I'm guarding the trees.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to them and they talk to me. And
Mm-hmm.
I police the birds in it.
You police the birds?
I police the birds.
What is it that the birds are doing that you're policing them over?
Oh, well, they're very territorial.
Mm-hmm.
And they think their tree is their tree.
Mm-hmm.
And trees have their own life within, and they can't really be owned. And so it's kind of a bicker back and forth all the time. So I'm there to mediate. I'm a mediator for trees and birds. That's trees are so sweet. So are the birds, but they just have their own way of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's conflict, I show up, and I just kind of like them. I see myself with a striped outfit on, and I'm refereeing. Oh my gosh. And they hate it when I show up. The birds do. The trees don't. The trees don't.
Yes.
Because the birds usually lose. They have to either. There's just some. It's nothing big. It's all in love. It's all in love.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun.
And when you feel like you're wearing the referee outfit, do you get a shape to it, to your body, to if you have a body?
No.
Do you form something?
Oh, I just feel like a green energy.
Very good.
Yeah.
And do you feel like you're female, male, or both?
I think I'm more feminine.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
And that's what I do.
Mm-hmm. What else do you do besides helping the birds and the trees? Is there anything else that you do as far as your role there?
I talk to the fairies and elves. I come in and we talk about things, about everything. I talk to the flowers. I talk to the grass. There's so much to talk to.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reverberation in the forest. I'm there to referee, so I'm kind of like a referee for everything, kind of sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like I'm yelling at them. I think the energy just kind of like sedates them almost to make them see
Mm-hmm.
that they need to look through, like almost like I see glasses that say love on them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're looking through love glasses. They don't ever it's nothing ever malice or.
Yes.
It's always easy to fix. It's just more of, I think they just want to give me a job, maybe. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And this energy you speak of that aids, does it come forth from you?
Yes, I am the energy.
Mm-hmm.
This is my forest.
This is your forest?
I was given this forest by, gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, I can't see where I came from.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps we will discover that along the way.
Okay.
Good. And do you feel like you've been here a long time?
Mm-hmm. A long time.
Mm-hmm.
Millennials. Long time. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Mushrooms are huge here.
Tell me about its beauty.
They're tall. They look like a tree. And they have beautiful, like purple things hanging off it and spotted on the top.
Mm-hmm.
My friends are the fairies, and they're gold and twinkly, and they're so loving. But man, they can be kind of nasty to each other, playing tricks. It's all
Yeah.
in fun. It's all in fun. It's all in fun. But
Mm-hmm.
good tricks on each other. It's funny. And then there's some elves that live in the trees,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very resourceful. They're constantly working and doing
Mm-hmm.
and and even when they're relaxing, they're doing. It's kind of like they're just who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting in great big leaves, like these trees are so big, the leaves they can lay in them, and they'll lay in them in the water. They've got such big noses, and they got such big feet. Oh, I forgot what they look like. They're so funny.
the
Um,
the elves.
yeah, they're very funny.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl ones are so, you can tell they're girls, but they it's just so sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're sweet. I love them and they love me, and we're family. We're all family here.
Mm-hmm. And you said that they're your friends. Do they see you as perhaps like a teacher of sorts besides a friend?
No, that's just my position in the forest. We're all equal.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
It's just what I do. It's what I do. I come in,
Mm-hmm.
help the water to be clear and clean, and to make sure the deer are happy, to make sure the elves are happy. And yeah, I kind of like I'm a happy person. That's or a happy little blob running around, making sure everybody's happy, and then if there's any problems, I arise to make sure that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what is the word I'm looking for? It's not even be a referee. It's more like a
Mm-hmm.
sitting there just center. I'm just the energy. I'm just settling the energy down so everybody can see through what it is. That's
Okay. Very good. And what is the reason why the energy needs to be settled? Is there something that influences that energy?
every now and then there's waves that come over that disrupt nature, disrupt the harmony,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know where it comes from. Just kind of like comes over, like kind of like a wind comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
And the elves think that it's just change that happens. It's just change. But I don't want it to change. I don't want it to ever change. I want it to stay like this.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they're not right. But yeah, it's
Okay.
like an electric force that comes over, and it just kind of like.
And do you know where it's coming from or how it's created?
It's coming from. It's coming from some force that wants to harvest something. And they're getting closer and closer, and they're not in this. I don't get that they're in this planet, but it's kind of like they keep sending, what do they call them, scouts out.
Mm-hmm.
When the scout comes over, everybody, the whole planet, this little forestry planet, feels their energy, and it just sends this blackness over it, and there's so much light it doesn't stick, but in some parts it'll disrupt. And I'll go and help equalize the energy and disintegrate it, mutate it. I'm not sure what it is, but the elves are saying this, they're coming, whatever it is, they're coming. That stuff's not right. I look at him and he makes me afraid when he talks like that.
When your friend Elfin talks like that?
Yeah, the elf, the male one, Norgate. Norgate. Is that the name? Norgate. I love it. Norgate says that they're coming. Okay.
And how does he know?
I think elves are, I don't know, he's been here forever. His family they've been here forever, and nature has been telling him. He said that he's hearing it from nature. He's hearing it from the birds, and I don't pay attention to that type of thing. It's not my job. But it is his job to pay attention, and he said that they're coming. Eventually they're going to come, and there's nothing we can do. So.
And as far as his job and that being what he kind of oversees, what does he do about that to prepare others, or what does he?
He just says they're coming when the scouts come over and everything disrupts the forest. He just starts telling people, this is reality, guys. This is what's going on. Doesn't say it like that. He's got a real funny voice, and he waddles, and he's kind of like.
What does he look like?
He's maybe 3 foot tall. He's got orange pants, no shoes. He's got a really long red, fiery orange beard and big eyes. He's very kind. Green hat. His ears are huge, and he's more of like a. He's not an elf. He's a. What is the word I'm looking for? Oh, he's I don't know. He's just a short elf. He's not the good looking ones you see in the movies. Yeah, and his wife is sweet. She's very sweet. Yeah, but he just reminds people when this goes over and that comes down, or they're scouting over the planet or around the planet, it disrupts everybody. Everybody. And he's just telling them, you guys, this is just kind of what's going to happen.
What are they scouting for?
They're scouting for some kind of resource we have. I want to say they're gems. They're beautiful pink, like they're. I can hold it in my hand. They're huge gems, and they're just everywhere. They come up out of the water.
And would you say this? You said he's not really an elf, but would you say he's more like an elemental type of dwarf?
Dwarf. That's what he is. He's a dwarf. He's not an elf.
Okay.
That's what he is. He's a dwarf. That fits him. That's funny. Yeah. But there's these gems all over in this forest, and they kind of like weave through in veins. And I think they're talking gem crystal type things where they hold a lot of power, and that's what makes this place so pristine and beautiful. The gems hold a frequency. That's what it is. They're frequency holders. And I think this planet, they're very dark, and they don't know how to. They need it for a power source of some sort. If it's for them or for their ship or planet. I kind of get that they've used up all their resources and now they're looking for other resources and they don't even know really what these gems do. They're just keep hearing about them and are kind of makes me think that they're just going to come and pillage and they might even throw them away. Who knows? Because they don't know what they do.
Mm. And you said that these gems are throughout the vines. Do they grow to the vines, or how does that work?
Oh, I'm sorry, veins. They're in veins through the earth.
Veins through the earth.
Yeah, they're veins. You can see them. They come up through the water. Like when you walk through the water, you can see them. They're everywhere. But the deeper you go, the bigger the crystals are.
Yes.
And they think that they need to harvest them, and they think that I know they think their planet will look like our planet if they take them. That's what it is. Or I don't know if they're going to take all of them. I don't know. It doesn't sound like they're very friendly people, friendly beings, whatever they are.
Let's focus on these crystals a little more. You said that they're pink and they are large. Is there any shapes to them, or are they all different shapes?
They're all different shapes. The one I'm looking at kind of looks like a two-ended crystal, you know, the kind that have the two ends, the crystal that you use for healing crystals. This one looks like a big pink one. It's huge. It's like and when you touch it, it vibrates, and it just gives off energy. It gives off a source energy from God's source. It's God's source energy. That's what it is. Yeah.
And you're able to connect and allow for everything has consciousness, and you're able to connect. Would you allow for that crystal there that you're holding to speak through you now? Let's see what messages they have.
Alrighty. A.U.R.A.
Hi, greetings. This is the energy within the crystal.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
It's an honor to meet you. Thank you for speaking to us today. And you're saying, are you saying Aria is your name, or what does that mean?
Varya. Varya.
Harya?
Varya.
Harya?
Yes.
Is that your name? Or why are you? Okay, nice to meet you. Thank you. It's such an honor to be talking to you today. May I ask you questions, please?
You may.
Thank you. If you could please tell us about who you are and how it is that you work as individuals within each crystal and even as the collectives of these crystals within this planet.
We started out as an individual crystal here, and we expanded and multiplied and grew from one crystal. Kind of like geodes grow. We multiplied and multiplied and multiplied.
Yes.
I don't believe that the living on this planet realize that the whole core of this earth is a crystal geode. That's what we are. It's what this planet is a geode.
This pink crystal type geode?
We're different colors. We're like pastel greens and topaz blues and purples. Everything is very pastel and crystalline looking. And we have our own way of communicating within the geode, because the geode is connected, of course, because it's from the one source geode that started the whole planet. And we all talk, we're all one. A.U.R.A. That's who we are, is A.U.R.A.
Mm-hmm. Would you be able to spell that for us in our language?
H-A-R-A-H. Another R in there.
Mm-hmm.
H-A-R-A-H-A.
Mm-hmm.
I keep hearing it, but I can't see it.
Beautiful. Thank you. And
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
We are here to share ourselves with others. If people come, or other beings come, or the elephants come, the dwarfs come, the animals come, and want one of these, we freely give them, because it's our gift to them.
Mm-hmm.
However, we feel that we are in danger of being taken by those who will not understand how to use us.
Mm-hmm. And how is it that you know this or feel this?
We feel it when they come over, the dwarf elf. Rogan talks about it.
Mm-hmm.
He's right. They're coming. We feel them coming. We feel everything. We can feel
And do
everything.
you
Mm-hmm.
and do you mean like when they kind of come over, do you mean like they land on your planet, or are they just near your
They're
planet?
just near. They just fly by. They're just sending scouts right now,
Okay.
and kind of like they're trying to figure out how they can harvest our geodes, our crystals, our rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not good.
Do you have any type of protection there so that this cannot possibly happen?
Well, we have the source that knows,
Mm-hmm.
but there seems to be some kind of contract.
Mm.
They are able to come in, and I don't think they're going to take everything, but I think they're going to cause some problems.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a contract there that we're supposed to allow them. Otherwise, we have a force field around us.
Mm-hmm.
Or almost like it's a mirror. It's mirrors. That's what it is. You
Mm-hmm.
can't see us. If you're flying in the universe, you can't even see us because we're mirrored.
Mm. And besides the beings that you spoke of that live under, like the dwarfs and the fairies and so on, is there any other type of life that you want to share with us that's significant, that lives there with you?
No, not really.
Mm. Very good. And just because since you do have fairies there and dwarfs, is there other beings like say unicorns there,
We have everything. We have everything.
dragons?
Yes, everything.
Oh, okay.
Everything. They come here to rest.
Mm.
They come here to rest, but the ones that are coming
Mm-hmm.
are trying to recreate that so they can attract all those beings. And sources saying that they are going to be able to take some, but they will not be able to disrupt life here. But for us, it's going to be a huge disruption. We've never had anything
Mm-hmm.
like that here. We've had beings come close. They did not see us, but we felt them, and even feeling them, it's like having goosebumps, which you might
Mm-hmm.
think about in your body.
Yes.
And it's not good goosebumps.
Mm.
So, yes, we're a planet of beauty and just complete serene peace. And this is where the dragons, the unicorns, all the elementals, the fairies, everything seen and unseen come here to rest
Mm-hmm.
before they go into another life, or pick to become a guide, or
Mm-hmm.
pick to, yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Beautiful. And would you say that all type of, say, magical creatures, mystical creatures pass through here at some point?
Pardon me? What'd you
Would
say?
would you say that all magical, mystical creatures pass through there at some point?
Yes, all of them. We are a resting point for all of them.
Okay.
All of them.
And if, say, there's a person that is going to, once again, say perhaps gain a companionship of a baby dragon, or say a baby chimera, or whatever it is, would this be a place where that person, say for example us here on earth, is that where we would go to meet some of these?
It depends on the soul.
Mm-hmm.
The soul is a very individual, unique, beautiful stone of its own.
Mm-hmm.
They attract their guides individually. We
Mm-hmm.
have some that will come here, but it's all so individual and done in so many different beautiful ways that for me to say that that is always, it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
If one was to find out about it, they might be able to come with the right guides and
Yes.
pick a dragon. I think this is more of a resting place though for them. I think
Okay.
they are guided by source to
Mm-hmm.
the soul because of the contract they make.
Yes.
The contracts are made outside of this realm.
Mm-hmm.
No contracts are ever made here. No, um, there's nothing, no contracts, nothing that has to be done, nothing that has to be. There's no expectations here. It's just
Mm-hmm.
it's a resting place. So the dragons or the unicorns or the fairies or the elementals or the energy, because some are just energy, will pick or have a contract with the soul, or the soul will call out for help in a certain area of their life, or they may come into a certain area of their journey that they need more help, and source will intervene and ask of one of them to come out of, it's not really retirement, but it's out of rest
Mm-hmm.
to help.
That's beautiful.
Mm.
And you, as the crystal beings that you are, how do you, since you have these magical, mystical creatures kind of left resting there, how is it that you aid them?
That how do we aid the magical creatures?
Yes. So do you aid them? Do you connect to them when they're
Oh yeah,
resting?
they are us and we are them. We have, think of your brain and how the human brain connects through the nervous system. Our
Mm-hmm.
nervous system, the minute any being comes back to the rest spot, they're in our nervous system. We are one.
Mm.
So we aid each other. It's kind of like you pick up your hand to eat, and
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of, we just function that way. So there's, it's kind of, they come back and they bring us joy and we bring them joy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Very beautiful. And if you could explain to me the process. So say a dragon comes. A dragon comes, perhaps they're, would you say it's almost kind of like also an in-between of lives?
Yes, yes, absolutely. It's a rest place.
Okay.
Hmm.
So say a dragon comes in to rest and in between lives or roles there. So they
Hmm.
come and they land on the planet. And how is it that you start working with them, or the planet starts working with them when they come?
We don't even have to do anything. They're just their presence here. The energy is so supportive.
Mm-hmm.
It the trees, and there's kind of like this vibration that is bouncing all over in between everything. And it's a high God source tone that this planet has. It's because of the rocks, but it's a tone that when they get in, it's just like anything and everything that they may have been burnt with or have suffered from or became imbalanced becomes aligned immediately. Immediately. The minute they cross the barrier, they land wherever they're going to land. It's done. They don't even have to land. They could just even pierce it for a second and be recalibrated and then leave. Did that answer your question?
Yes. Yes. Very good. And let's see. Is there like a dimension that you reside upon? Like a number dimension?
Ninth dimension. But we choose to be physical. Past 7, there's not a body in here. Ninth dimension, we are physical. For what reason? Because it's fun. And it can go in and out. And, yeah, they morph, they create, they go in and out of different things, and the flowers turn different colors, and they disappear and reappear. And it's kind of maybe, wow, it's almost kind of like looking at from a human perspective, I think it was like an acid trip. Yeah. Which would be disturbing, I think, for most humans, because the colors morph in and out, and energy is so fluid and spirally and energetic. And you can see the spirals and the energetics and everything when you look at it. The tree, you can see the tree breathing, you can see the life force through it, you can see what it's thinking, and you can everything. And for a human vessel, it would blow them apart. Here. So that's it. That's why they can't figure out how to get in here, because it would blow them apart. That's why. I get the dark ones. Dark ones, yeah. Yeah. They would blow them apart. They can't even come close to it. So they don't even fly over. They can't get that close because it starts to just dismantle them. That's funny. It's kind of like their finger will fall off or something. I mean, it's just so, oh my gosh, that's not really funny, but it scares them, so they know they can't come close. So they keep trying to build technology and steal technology from others to see if they can get in and get through, but they'll get through. Yeah. But there is a contract of some sort that we are going to give them some stones, or they're going to be able to get in long enough to harvest some stones some way. It's in the future. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about as far as like if a being gets too close, how they will. And the easiest way I could explain is that there's this movie here in this realm. It's called Inside Out, and they go into this space where it's really hard to explain, but I see what you're saying, where they start kind of just disintegrating, morphine, not keeping a shape and changing shapes in a sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And their nervous system starts to break down. Everything. It can't handle the frequency.
And is it because it's the high frequency? Is that why?
Yes, it's ninth dimension.
Ninth dimension. And these beings who are trying to get in, do you know what dimension they are from?
Lower fourth dimension. fifth,
Yes.
fourth dimension. They're very dark.
Okay.
And they want to use it for something bad, but I think feels like there's something supposed to happen here where
Okay.
God is source is trying to help them find their light, find their way back.
Okay.
Hoping that will happen. He will help them to do that. So there's a contract, but we will not be destroyed like the elf thinks. The dwarf.
Yes.
He won't be. We will never be destroyed, but we will honor up some rocks to them at some point.
Okay. And would you be continue to be our guide for this time being in this planet?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, if we can now fast forward now. Let's go to the time where right before that they have been able to come in and do what they were going to do right before that.
Okay.
Tell me what's going on.
Source has opened up a hole in our force field, and it's kind of like granite rock force field that only allows them to land in a certain spot. And he has something around them so they don't disintegrate and they can keep their brains together. And their ship just kind of like sucks up 4 or 5 rocks, and then they're gone. And then it closes and it's over.
Okay.
So it was like it wasn't like the elf thought, or that I keep calling him an elf. The dwarf thought. The dwarf thought that it was going to destroy the planet. It's not going to destroy the planet. It just took some, and Source is going to watch what they do with this. And it's just to see he's just wondering what they're going to do with it. They're going to use it for good, or if they're going to use it for bad again. And I just kind of get the feeling if they use it for bad, they're going to all just be sent back to Saturn. They're going Saturn. That's where they're going.
So go back to when they came and slow it down a bit.
Okay.
You could give me the details as they're coming in. What do they come in?
It looks like a hovercraft almost. It's a dark metal hovercraft looking thing, and it's got like it's kind of like Source has put a force field through this granite tunnel down to a certain area of rocks to where they can't see in and we can't see out. And I don't even think anybody knows that it happened, quite honestly, because it happened so fast. And they were allowed to go down this granite, like great big tunnel down to these rocks. And this hovercraft, they were allowed to suck up 4 or 5 rocks. And then they were like, he did not let them stay there. I mean, this was a split second. This is how fast this happened. Maybe even faster, I don't know. And then they were like rocketed out of there by the energy, and he like everything disintegrated and closed up.
And when they landed, were you able to see what do they look like? Did they come out of their ship when they did that?
No, they weren't able to. They had the force field around them, but they're reptilian.
Okay.
Yeah, they're reptilian.
How was it that they harvested the items?
Something in the ship sucked it up.
Okay.
They landed in the water, like where these rocks are. You don't have to go very deep, and they sucked up 4 or 5 of them.
Was there a lot of them, or how many?
Oh, well, they only took 4 or 5. They only took 4 others. We have trillions and billions of them here, but they were only allowed to have 4 or 5 of them.
4 or 5. And as
I
far as the spaceship, was there many reptilians in there or few?
two,
Two.
just two,
Okay,
just
very good.
yeah.
Okay.
And they brought him back to Orion. The Orion?
Mm-hmm.
Orion.
They brought it back to the Orion.
Yeah, the
Orion.
Orion. Yep. And they're doing studies. They're doing research on it. They're
Now this Orion, is that like their planet, do you mean?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
Orion, Orion.
Mm-hmm.
It's I keep hearing Orion.
Yes, Orion.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And would you continue to let us know what happens with what they do in the crystals?
Well, they're doing scientific studies on them, but they're trying to figure out how to use them for bad. They're
Mm-hmm.
not figuring out how to use them for good because the energy is so high
Mm-hmm.
that it just keeps zapping everything. It keeps just absolutely almost like powering their ship down. So I think they're almost to the point of bringing them back. They don't want them anymore. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think they have to go through source.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have to go through source.
So what happens? What do they end up doing with the crystals?
Let me see. They're trying to sell them now.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to barter them.
Mm-hmm.
They're bartering them, and
Where are they bartering them at? How?
uh, on the moon. They're on the moon.
Which moon?
Um, by Earth's moon. Earth's moon.
Earth's moon.
They're bartering there. They
Who
go
are
to.
they trying to barter them to there?
Well, the moon is a barter place for this galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Our moon is a big barter place,
Mm-hmm.
and they are trying to find something. Since they can't figure out how to use these, they're trying to figure out how to get rid of them and get something that they can use that will be of benefit. And nobody wants them because they have them. So I think they left them there. I think they're sitting on the moon.
Mm.
And we can extract them if we want, but I think for now they're fine there.
So do they have does someone have ownership, possession of them, or are they just sitting there?
They're just sitting there. They left them there.
Mm-hmm.
They tried for many, many years trying to get them to work, but they were losing their soldiers. Yeah, because if they handled them too much, it actually broke their system down. It disintegrated them
Mm.
and their thinking, their thought process, and everything.
What about, was there any positive polarized reptilians ever trying to?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, these ones were dark.
All of them. Okay.
But there are good. There's many, many good reptilians, but they don't want to
Mm-hmm.
do with it either.
Okay.
I think they recognize it's just those are very special rocks, and you leave them alone.
Yeah.
And I think that I keep getting Andromedian type person is or being is
Mm-hmm.
over is protecting them,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they're going to be returned.
Okay.
Yeah, but not now. They're not supposed to come back yet. I'm not sure there's a purpose for it. They're supposed to stay with that Andromedian being or what, but they're protecting them there on the moon.
Sitting on the moon.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And are they using that energy right now, perhaps to do something with Earth as it sits there, or what are they using it for?
The Andromedians are
Mm-hmm.
using. Yeah, they are using it. They're talking to it about Earth's ascension.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it sounds like these rocks are talking to the rocks on Earth.
Mm.
And they're going to leave them there because that's as close as any place. They're ninth dimensional, and so they're causing kind of a ruckus on the moon. So they are moving them.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking they were going to leave them there, but they're not. They're causing a ruckus, so they're moving them. I think to Andromedian planets. Is that a planet? I don't know. Sounds like it's a planet, Andromedian planet.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to hold them there and see if they can use them to help with the rocks on Earth, because it sounds like there's some form of those rocks in our Earth, in inner Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Garthins.
Mm-hmm.
Garthins have these rocks.
Oh,
And it's
okay.
kind of like they kind of use it like a telephone. It sounds like they're using it like a telephone. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like telephone. So
And and tell me why these Andromedian beings were able to, grab the crystals. What was different about them that didn't allow for them to start, breaking apart?
well, they're seventh dimensional beings,
Mm-hmm.
and they for some reason it didn't bother them at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's and plus their heart is pure.
Mm-hmm.
If you were a fourth dimensional being and your heart was pure, you wouldn't have the problems with beings had, the dark ones.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So it has to do with your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And the Agarthans use them, and they have no problems with them.
Very good.
Yeah.
And are we able to tap into the energies of these crystals being used inside the inner earth? Can we get a little more detail there?
Sure.
Okay. So you said that the Garthians are using these crystals as a telephone system. Can you explain to me whom is around the crystal and how do they look and how are they working with it?
They're big spikes. They look like great big crystals that you use for healing. And they're big spikes all over there. They have caves that you walk in, and there's huge crystal spikes, and it's these same energy type rocks that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And they're very intelligent and living beings of crystal, and they talk to it's kind of like we can talk to them too from here. It's kind of like we're all one big nervous system.
Yes.
We're all connected. So when you tap into a crystal, you can ask for that crystal to tap into another crystal anywhere, in any galaxy, in any universe, if your heart is pure. So you have to have your heart right. Your heart has to be in the right place.
Yes.
Yeah. It's very beautiful down here.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And these crystals, are they the ones off your planet or are they, you said, are they similar to the ones from your planet?
Well, they're a little bit different, but I think just for what kind of environment they're in, they morph.
Mm-hmm.
They morph to their environment, and the Agarthans have their type of thinking and way of doing things, and we are more of a healing place. So our crystal place is only really for healing and respite, whereas the Agarthans are actually living their lives down there. So
Mm-hmm.
it calibrates to them. So wherever the crystal is, or the gem or the rock, it recalibrates to whatever is around it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it's a somebody that is not in their heart, the crystal will not do anything. It just shuts down. It's like it's kind of like unplugging it. It just stops working.
Yes. Very good. Now, higher self, if you could.
Well, you know, as well as we, from your perspective in your heart, that man has twisted many, many stories to his benefit.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, those of dwarves, elves, dragons, fairies, unicorns don't exist. Yeah, it's all for him to have control and greed and to make people afraid of it so they would never ever want to connect with those elementals and those dragons and those beautiful unicorns and the fairies and it's man-made. It's not true.
Mm-hmm. It is not true that perhaps say the dragons are evil.
No, the dragons are here to help. The
Mm-hmm.
dragons are from God's source. They're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
They're beautiful. They're here to. I just give so much love to us. They just,
Yes.
when we talk to them, they just give us so much love. They're here to heal and help, and they're
Yes.
so benevolent, and it's
Mm-hmm.
very sad. And I see it's changing. I think
Yes, it is.
it's changing,
Mm-hmm.
not changing fast enough.
Mm-hmm.
There's many dragons that are out of service because
Yes.
they're out of service and they want to come into service. So yes, we have many, many dragons on our planet.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, I agree with that. There is many just awaiting to be connected once more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Um, would would you say that they feel in a sense a bit forgotten?
Yes, I feel very forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
They're very sad about that.
Yes.
They understand why
Mm-hmm.
man did what he did because
Yes.
of the darkness that came over Earth and took it over.
Mm-hmm.
They saw how it happened, but it doesn't help their situation. And
Yes.
they're banned and thought of as being evil and painted as being evil, and they're not.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And let me see. Okay. Let me see if I have any more questions on this topic. Thank you for the clarifications. I think it's very important and significant that we're bringing out information like this. And I understand that you said that man changed this around. Men changed this around so that we could think that these magical, mystical creatures perhaps are evil, bad, or even, are not real. What is the purpose to that? Could you explain to me? Say, for example, if people started believing in these things and understanding that they were real, how significant would that be for human life?
Hmm. Oh, that would change so many things. Dragon energy can bring forth just it's so massive what an energy of a dragon can bring if it were to be unleashed
Mm-hmm.
on Earth. It would absolutely help to bring the planet back to its beauty. It would bring the unicorns back. It would bring if the dragons could come back first,
Mm-hmm.
everything would follow.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a time it's going to happen. They are coming back, and they know they're coming back. It's happening now. It's right now. It's happening. The frequency is being raised on Earth right now.
Mm-hmm.
So those that have been lied to about the dragons and about all of the elementals and all that we spoke of,
Yeah.
are seeing that it was a lie and that it's not true, and that those are their friends, those are their family.
Mm-hmm.
That that's so sad.
Yes.
But that was the humans' way to control because they were under control.
Mm-hmm.
It's going away though. They are going to return, and I think that's why there's so many baby dragons. There's a lot of baby dragons.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I think they stopped. I don't know if they were going to other. No, they didn't stop. They just went to different galaxies
Yes.
where they were needed. But there are many baby dragons happening now here because it's kind of like spring. It's kind of like the earth spring is happening, but this spring is going to bring the earth back to its majesty,
Mm-hmm.
and then will return. They will return.
That's very true about the very it aligns with my heart about the lots of baby dragons. I see when like, since I help out people through readings and so on, they come and they watch a video, say of mine, and they see that they start recognizing, oh yes, dragons are positive, they're not really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And when they start seeing this, then they come to me and I will see just by them say believing,
Mm-hmm.
I see lots of quite I see several baby dragons with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, that makes sense why there would be. They're just waiting, huh?
Yes, they are, and you are doing your job by letting those know that they are alive and well and here to help.
Oh, thank you. That brings great joy to my heart.
It brings great joy to the dragons. Dragons have been waiting so long. I can feel the tears in their eyes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like them returning home.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us? And could you now connect me back to the energy? But before you do that, is there any other message that you have? The energy that she was, that green energy, connect me back to her.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, any other message before we finish talking to you? It has been such a beautiful pleasure to talk to you and having you guide us. Thank you.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you.
Do you have a message for her, perhaps?
Does who have a message for her?
The crystal we were speaking to, is it gone now? It's okay.
Mm.
No worries. Am I speaking back to the green energy within this planet once more?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you. That was such an honor. Thank you for connecting us to the crystal. It took us on a beautiful journey. Now, you as this beautiful being that you are, can you give us a message? Give her a message. What message do you have for her?
Mm. This is Earth coming back.
Mm-hmm.
This is Earth's energy coming back. This is
Yes.
happening right now. She doesn't see it. She gets discouraged.
Mm-hmm.
She meditates and prays and looks for signs and talks to her animals and talks to the angels, and she
Mm-hmm.
gets reassured, but it's not the same as seeing it. So she got to see it. That is what the
Yes.
Earth is returning to.
Beautiful.
Yes, that's it. That's where she gets to go. That's where you get to go. That's where we all get to go if we are in the right heart to be able to function there.
And where is it that we get to go?
Gaia,
Mm-hmm.
if we choose. Everybody wants to go back to Gaia when she comes back. She's coming back now. She's coming back online now.
Mm-hmm.
The light around her, the Merkabahs, flowers of life, all the ships. All the ships are just watching. Like it's kind of like it's kind of like they have popcorn and they're watching a show.
That's funny.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's what's happening. It's happening really fast for them,
Mm-hmm.
but for her, it's not happening fast for them. It's very discouraged. She needed to see
And you mean Gaia is returning once more to what she was meant to be?
that. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. She's smiling inside. Knows it's coming.
And why is say Gaia a female planet?
Hmm. 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 Let me think.
Mm-hmm.
Balance. Mother Earth. Earth is her balance. Earth is the female
Mm-hmm.
energy, and the sun is a male energy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a balance. And Earth was a kind of like an experiment of some sort. And I can't quite see it all, but she's female.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because all the with the experiment of bringing the dark on, that was very masculine and matriarchal.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she needed to be feminine to balance that energy. I'm getting it had to be that way for her to balance and exist
Mm-hmm.
for as long as she has, because it was all masculine energy and that's disappearing.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that Gaia perhaps has a connection or is an extension of the Divine Mother energy from
Yes,
Source?
she is the Divine Mother, just a fractal of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a fractal of her. She works with Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, all the divine sisterhood of the rose,
Mm-hmm.
all those divine, beautiful, feminine energies are all, and there are some masculine energies that are able to work with it as well.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, if I could ask, why is it that you have shown yourself in this manner to her? So you have a fractal of her here on this planet physically living, and then you have this energy on that planet. What was the purpose to that you showed her? Why?
Because of the divine feminine in her. She has suppressed the feminine energy in some ways. In other ways, she's abused the feminine energy.
Mm-hmm.
She's been giving, she was polarizing it in this lifetime. She was
Yes.
polarizing the abuse of feminine energy and the suppressing of feminine energy,
Yes.
and was polarizing it, and now is balancing it, and is now ready to kind of like I get a feeling of her. She's part of the grid. She's facilitating grid lines, and just by walking and being, she's part of she's able to connect with those energies now in a way that helps them to connect, and it's all just this beautiful big grid. Whereas before she was offline, she couldn't have connected because it wasn't ready.
Oh, good. So that's beautiful news to know that she's coming back online. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we welcome you. Thank you for coming on earlier and giving us all this information. We honor you, we thank you, and we respect you. Thank you. May I ask for a body scan at this point for her, please? If you could please scan her body right now for any energies, entities, anything that needs healing. Let me know what you find, please.
Something around her pineal gland.
Very good. Now we can go ahead and see, and let me know if you have this. Ask her higher self if you need an additional aid from the angels as well. Okay.
Yes.
You need aid for the angels.
Yes.
Very
Yes.
good. And which angel would you like for to come forth?
Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael, please.
Very good, thank you. Let's call on Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael. If I could please speak to you both now. If I could speak to you both now, we welcome you and we thank you. Let me know when you're connected.
They are connected.
Beautiful. And who am I speaking to right now?
Raphael.
Yes. You felt like you. How are you, brother? Thank you for being here. We love you. We thank you. And we honor you.
I am well, sister.
Very good. So if you could look into her higher self said, if that she has something going around, something in her pineal gland. What is that?
It's a crustacean. Chemical crustacean.
And this came forth from where?
Use of chemicals.
Use of chemicals through what type of intake?
Pill form.
Okay. Was it, what was it that she had that she was taking pills for?
Emotions.
Her emotions?
Yes.
Was it like, was this like had to do with ADHD or ADD?
No, she just doesn't like to be here.
Oh, okay. Was it connected to like, say, depression or what kind of emotions?
Yes, depression.
Depression, okay. Now, what happened when did she get these pills, say, at a doctor?
Yes.
And then when she took these pills, you said that it created this crustacean around her pineal gland?
Yes.
Why is that? Why did it do that?
That's what they're designed to do. They're designed to inhabit any kind of connection other than just to bliss out. It's not needed. She doesn't need it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It did serve her at one purpose. For one purpose it served, as it was a journey in her soul. It's just no longer needed.
Good. Can we go ahead and transmute that and remove that, heal that for her now, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Now I want to make sure is there any entity attached to that?
Yes.
There is or there's not?
Yes, there is an
entity. There is an entity there.
Yes.
Can you please help me connect to that entity? If you could help the entity come up, up, up. Let me speak to the entity now in the third eye. Let me speak to you now. Greetings. Can I please speak to that entity now in her pineal gland? Are you there?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking to us. We thank you and we honor you. If I can I please ask you questions?
Yes.
Thank you. Are you female, male?
Male.
When was it that you connected to her pineal gland?
She was 14.
What allowed for you to attach yourself there when she was 14? What was going on with her?
She was just bright light, and she was just able to do so much with her light.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to be part of that light.
Mm-hmm.
She was able to see so much,
Mm-hmm.
feel from others, and she was able to create things from thought. And I watched her from a child. She was too bright when she was a child, but I was able to enter when she was 14.
Mm-hmm. What happened to her then that allowed?
She started disbelieving. She started not believing in herself.
Mm-hmm.
She thought she was making it up. She got made fun of.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a human body before you connected to her?
Yes.
What happened to you?
I drowned.
You drowned?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a big ship, small ship, or were you just swimming?
I was swimming.
Mm-hmm.
I was just swimming with my friends and I drowned.
Mm-hmm. How old were you?
12.
12.
Mm-hmm.
Now I understand that you have, have been, say, stuck in this manner for some time. And we would love to be able to aid you today so that you may release yourself from having to play this role any longer, so that you may be free and experience what it is to have a life once more, perhaps here or anywhere else in existence. Would you allow for us to aid you today so that you may release yourself from there?
Yes.
Wonderful, thank you. We want you to look within you, find that light within you, and we want you to spread it to all that is of you, every root, every cord, all that is of you. Spread it to all light. And let me know once you are all light.
I'm light.
Beautiful. If you can remove yourself from the pineal gland. Make sure you don't leave any piece of you, any cord, any root, any piece, any essence of you. All that it belongs to you. Remove it all. Let me know once you're out.
I'm free.
Beautiful. Thank you. Do you have any other message for her before you go?
Thank you.
Thank you. And if you could tell me, what was it that you were causing? Were you causing discomfort to her being in her pineal gland?
I was blocking taking her light.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to use her light.
And was this a contract?
No.
No contract. Mm-hmm. Very good.
She just allowed it.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, can you tell me, as an entity, now that you've experienced being in her body, being dense, and now you are of light, so why is it that you would have to feed off her light, though?
I didn't know where to go.
Mm-hmm.
I was lost. I just wandered. I didn't really believe I was gone. I saw her light. I went to her light and she allowed it.
Mm-hmm. And what would happen is if you wouldn't find a light source? What would happen to you?
Hmm. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing for us to aid you in this manner today. Go ahead and go with the love and light of the universe. Blessings to you. Thank you.
She's something around her liver.
There's something around her liver. Very good. Raphael, before we move on, can you just make sure that that's all healed for her third eye, her pineal gland? Good. If you could start doing that now, Raphael. Can we look at what's around her liver? Tell me what's going on there.
It's darkness.
Is it an entity?
Yes.
Okay. If Archangel Michael could keep assisting you with this, if we could bring forth that entity, if we could bring up that entity now, please. Raphael, help that entity come up. Let me speak to that entity in her liver. Let me speak to you now. Greetings.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for speaking to us. We thank you, we honor you, and we respect you. If I may ask you questions, please.
Yes.
Are you female or male?
Male.
And when was it that you connected to her liver?
When she was 20. 21.
What was okay? What was going on with her then that allowed for you to attach?
Oh, she was experimenting many psychedelic drugs and drinking, experimenting. She just had a lot of light in her. So much joy.
And tell us more about the reason why you were able to come in. You said it was because of the experimenting of the psychedelic drugs. What happens when a person, say, does drugs?
Holes in their auric field.
It creates holes in their auric field? Okay. And then are you able to enter through those holes?
Easily.
Okay. And would that also count for any type of drugs like that alters your state? Like, for example, like if you smoke cannabis?
Yes, any drug puts holes in your auric field.
How about that drug that people are doing? It's a natural type of hallucinogenic. It is ayahuasca. Yes, you knew what I was going to say. Can you tell me more about that? How is this working for people? What are your views on it as an entity?
Ayahuasca should only be used by those who know how to use it, otherwise we will enter. There's very few that truly know how to use ayahuasca, which makes it great for us.
Makes it great for you?
Yeah, it's easy to get in.
Yes. Yeah, I had a recent session that we weren't able to share, but we were talking about this. So thank you. If I could continue if I can ask you questions in a little bit, and I know that you've been there some time, and if you could tell me, how was it that you passed? How did you die?
I didn't die.
Did you ever have a human body?
No.
Oh, okay. Are you like a newer soul?
No. I'm just dark.
You're just dark. Are you like a 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional soul entity?
Yeah, I think so.
Very good. Now, thank you for the purpose that you served there. Did you have a contract with her?
No.
No. Now, what discomfort have you caused her there in her liver?
She's pretty healthy. She's divorced us off. She doesn't do bad things anymore, so it's just kind of hanging out here now.
Okay. Now I know you've been in there some time. What we're offering for you is now to be release yourself from having to be there. And may you have standing your own light and your own sovereignty, no longer having to be stuck to her body, using up her light. Would you allow for us to help you release yourself so that you may be free and go as you please and have your own life somewhere else?
Where will I go?
It will be, from my understanding, your decision in unison with your guides and your angels and guides,
I have
your
a
higher self.
I have
Yes,
a higher self.
you do.
Oh,
Everyone has a higher self.
I don't know how I want to go. I was not told that.
Yes. Every soul has a higher self connection. Therefore, you can speak to your higher self, and they could decide where it is that you are meant to go next through the experience that you gained here or anywhere else in this dimension that you were in for so long.
I want to go.
You want to?
I want to go. I wasn't told that.
You do want to go?
I do want to go. I wasn't told that. I didn't know I could go.
Oh yes, absolutely. Okay, so if you could look within you, we are going to help you look within you, find that light within you. And we want you to spread it to all that is of you, every root, every cord, all that is of you. Turn it to all light. We're helping you, spreading that light within you.
I'm there.
Beautiful. And if you could release yourself, pull yourself out from her body, make sure you don't leave any root, any cord. Pull it all out and let me know once you're fully out.
I'm out.
Beautiful. Can I please speak now to Raphael once more? Let me speak to Raphael once more.
Hello, sister.
Hello, brother. Now, how is the liver looking now?
It's beautiful.
Oh, good. And how's the pineal gland? Is that all healed?
It's healed.
Good. Is the liver healed too?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. Raphael, if you could continue with the body scan, let us know what else you find that needs healing, please.
She has something in her ovaries.
Something in her ovaries? Is it an entity?
Yes.
Okay. If you could please help guide, Raphael, help guide that entity now in her ovaries. Let us speak to that entity now in her ovaries. If you could come up, up, up. Come up, up, up. Let me speak to you now, please. Greetings.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you for speaking to us. May I ask you questions, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Are you female or male?
Female. Female.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And did you have a body before you connected her?
No.
How come you never were able to have a body?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, when was it that you connected to her in her ovaries? When was it?
Her 30s after the kids were born.
And what was going on with her that allowed for you to connect?
I was just jealous. She had kids. She had beautiful children.
Mm-hmm. You were jealous because of the kids?
That she can have kids.
Oh, that she can have kids. Okay. Was this a contract?
Yes.
This was a contract. Mm-hmm. And what was the contract for?
To remind her that being a female is a blessing. It's wonderful. It's not always in this realm the most powerful spot, but it's coming back, and I'm reminding her of that. She is powerful. Just because she is a female, she is regaining her power again.
Yes. Very good. Now I know you've been under some time, and we thank you for that contract that you had there. We feel in this moment, with the higher self permission, it is time for you to release yourself from there. Would you allow for us to help you convert to light and remember where you came forth once more, so that you won't have to be stuck in this density any longer or having to play this role anymore? Would you allow for us to aid you?
Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. We thank you for allowing this. If you can, we honor you and we thank you. If you could find that light within you, find that light within you and spread it to all that is of you, every root, every cord, all that is of your essence. Turn it all to light. And let me know once you're all light.
I'm also attached to her spine.
You're attached to her spine?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Why? How is it that you're attached to her spine?
Because of the drugs she did.
Because of what? The drugs she did. Okay. So do you need us to use any Phoenix fire onto the spine?
Yes.
Okay. If we could focus on Archangel Michael, if you could also help with your fire there. And focus upon the spine now. And let's go ahead and remove those attachments, what she has attached to the spine. Let's remove that now. Let's burn it away. Say that again.
Reptilian.
It's a reptilian?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you. And you are a feminine reptilian?
Yes.
Mm. Well, thank you for speaking to us, and thank you for allowing for us to help you remove yourself from there. We're going to continue using the fire to remove those attachments you have to her spine, okay?
Where am I going to go?
Now, since you have chosen to positive polarize, you get to decide with the connection of your higher self where it is that you're meant to go, because you did gain a lot of experiences through this negative polarization, which from our understanding, being negative polarized can be even harder than walking in the light.
I
But
want to be light.
yes, beautiful. Now, you can choose to speak to your higher self. You could even start connecting to your higher self now that you are converting to light. Start doing that now as you're converting to light. See that you are connected to a higher self. Let me know what you're sensing and what you're getting.
I'm not out yet.
Very good. So let's see. Let's help you convert all to light, and then we'll see what happens when you talk to your higher self once you're out.
I'm still going.
Good. We're helping you. And can you tell us what discomforts did you cause her?
It caused a lot of bad menstrual periods.
Mm-hmm.
It caused lots of problems with her change. It caused I'm preventing her Kundalini from rising.
Mm-hmm.
The Kundalini is trying to raise.
Mm-hmm.
Fires halfway up her spine, and then I make it go back down.
Mm.
Because if she were to do that, I'd be obliterated.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I'm out.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And if you could tell me, if is it okay if I ask you some questions before you go, please?
Yeah.
If you could start connecting to your higher self right now, start connecting to your higher self now that you are out. And did you make sure that every root, every cord of you, every essence of you was removed?
Yes.
Wonderful. If you could start connecting to to your higher self, let me know what you see and sense.
Mm. It wants to go home.
Who wants to go home?
My higher self says to go home.
Your higher self tells you to go home?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, before you go home, can I ask you some questions as this is the first time I've come across female reptilian consciousness with someone. Typically, it's always tends to be males.
Mm.
Why is that?
The reptilian energy is very thick and dense on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to come in as a male. I had to come in as a female
Mm-hmm.
to attach to her.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to become a female reptilian energy.
Okay. Are you connected to a reptilian right now that's alive somewhere?
Yes.
Where is this reptilian at?
Hmm. Oh shit.
On a ship. And now that you have positive polarized, are they going to also do that as well?
I'm not happy.
They're not happy?
No. Not happy about this. But they know the change is happening
Mm-hmm.
because they will also have to go back to source if they choose not to polarize.
Mm-hmm.
So it was for their benefit too. That's the contract.
Mm-hmm.
That's the contract that was made between her and this being, is that they would both wake each other up. She would wake up her feminine abilities and her feminine divine power.
Mm-hmm.
Kundalini would be able to come be the prize almost, and I would get to be in her and see what it's like to be a female human, and I would start to wake up with her and go back to my male self and be awoken.
And you're talking about you were supposed to do it together with the reptilian being in the ship?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Reptilian being came in, tried to come in as male.
Mm-hmm.
Enter
Okay.
male.
Well, now that you have turned to light, can we go ahead and talk to that reptilian there so we can help it transition to light as well, since you came in together to do this?
Yes.
Okay. If you could please connect us to the reptilian on the ship, please. Archangel Michael, surround any alchemy symbols that are needed for this, please.
I'm not happy.
Greetings. Thank you for speaking to us. We
I'm
honor you and we thank you.
not happy
I understand you're not happy. Can you tell us why? Why are you not happy?
because we don't want to go. We shouldn't have to go. We own this earth.
Mm-hmm.
We've
Which,
always owned.
yes. Well, just like we've talked about today, this was a contract for you all to do your role here, and now it is time for you to release yourself from this role as it has been overextended, and you've done what you needed to do. And this consciousness of you, this part of you, was ready to go to the light. What we're offering for you right now is to go to the light as well, once more, as you were meant to go with her, with that feminine side of you. You're meant to go with it. Would you allow for us to help you today so that you can remember yourself once more, and no longer having to play this role? Would you allow for us to help you?
Where
Positive polarize.
where will I go? What will happen to me?
So let's ask this divine feminine of you, that positive polarized. Let's ask her. Ask her, now that she is positive polarized, she can connect to the higher realms and her higher self, which would be your higher self. So what do you have to tell him here on the ship?
We'll go back to source. We could go back to source. Or we could stay and come back here and help. We could help.
Could he keep his experiences and consciousness, what he's gained, so that he wouldn't be fully recycled?
No, he won't be recycled. The source would give us a new job.
Yes.
We would have a new job. He's agreeing.
Beautiful.
He's agreeing.
Thank you. We thank him. If we can go ahead and help him now, archangels, higher self, guides and angels of her, of the client here. If we could all focus love light now, as well as you consciousness that has divine feminine consciousness that has split into light now. Let's all send him love, so that it will be an easy transition for him to release himself from that role anymore.
I'm gonna need to go to the bathroom.
If we can just finish up with the, can we just finish this up? Just
Yep.
because we're in the middle of it, and then, sorry, higher self, if you could alleviate her sense of having to use the bathroom until we are finished up with the reptilian on the ship, please. Help her alleviate that.
Yep. That's
Good.
fine.
Okay, good. How's the reptilian looking now?
Both of light. You're of light.
You're both light. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. And you, as this now that you are, say, masculine and feminine, used to be reptilian conscious, reptilian beings. What happens now that you are both light?
We get a new job.
You get a new job. Do you stay separate, or do you regain back together?
No, we integrate.
You integrate back together. Wonderful. Anything you want to tell us about your new job?
I don't know what it is yet, but it's to the ascension on earth.
Wonderful. And if we could speak even more so to the consciousness of the negative reptilian, how does it feel now? How does it feel from being that negative polarized being upset, saying that you don't want to polarize, you don't want to turn into light, and now you are a light? How does this feel? How was the experience for you?
I feel free. We're in bondage as much as the humans. I know they don't understand that, because we are negative polarized, that we are as enslaved as they are.
Yes.
I'm no longer enslaved.
And can you share with us, how are you enslaved by?
We have to do what they say. We have to do what they say, or they will kill us. We don't have a choice.
Okay.
We're not allowed to look at the light within us.
Are you? And are you saying that there's someone basically above you, keeping you controlled in this manner?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, reptilians are controlled by the draconians. The draconians are merciless, more merciless than we are.
Very good. Well, thank you for all the information. It has been an honor to work with you, and thank you for the role that you played there, that contract that you had there. Go ahead and go with the love and light of the universe. Blessings to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you. That was a very interesting experience. Thank you for helping us get all the answers there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good information was shared. Thank you. Now, if you can scan the rest of her body, she's been in there quite some time now, so we want to make sure that we scan the rest of her body, making sure that there's no more entities in there.
No, no more entities. There are some implants on each thumb.
On each thumb?
And in between the crux of her thumb and her pointer, there are two implants that were put there to keep her in control.
Okay. And these are negative implants?
Yes. Yes.
Can we go ahead and transmute those out, Raphael, please?
Archangel's already working on it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, let's see. If you could scan her body for any portals, any negative hooks as well, and any other negative implants.
No, she's clean.
Very good. And I'm just going to go down the list, make sure that we have everything taken care of. Does she need any dental work or regrow teeth? Any of that?
She needs to regrow all of her teeth. She has crowns.
Oh, but she has crowns. So what do we do about that then?
The crowns will deteriorate and the tooth will come in.
Okay, can we go ahead and put that energy there for her teeth to regrow?
Yes.
And I know that this takes a very long process. How long do you think it will take for her to start seeing growth?
2 years.
Good. Very good. Now, can you age regress her? She wanted to be age regressed 20 years.
She's already age regressed. But we can age regress her probably 10 years easy.
Good. Very good. Let's go ahead and age regress her now. Those 10 years, please. And how does her auric field look?
Oh, beautiful.
Lovely. And how about does she have any negative cords that are attached anywhere?
No. She is able to clean those every day.
Very good.
She cleans every day.
Oh, lovely. Good. Let's see. Does she have any fragmented soul pieces that need to be rejoined once more to her?
She's been working on that too. She's been asking for her soul fragments to be returned already. She did that in some another time.
Wonderful. Now, is there any past life trauma that needs to be healed now? Current or past life trauma?
No, she had 2 past life traumas. She did when she was under with another QHHT practitioner.
Very good.
Yes.
Good.
She resolved them with her herself.
Lovely. Now, if I may ask, she said that she was in that session and she didn't feel like she was deep enough. Why did she feel like this?
That she wasn't what?
She's deep enough, connected enough, blocked. She felt blocked.
She wasn't meant to go deeper.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't her fault or the practitioner's fault.
Mm-hmm.
It's just pieces of puzzles fitting together. Sometimes they don't always fit the way people think they should fit. It's not anything personal. It
just wasn't time?
Wasn't time.
Yes. And but the entities that as you saw, we remove entities within her. Did the entities have partake to do also with blocking her?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that was a role that they played there?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Very good. Now, at this point, we've done all the healing that we needed to do. Is there anything that I have? Can you scan her body one more time? Let's make sure that she is fully good there.
She's great.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Raphael. It has been such a beautiful journey with you today in helping facilitating this body scan. And my love to Michael as well, and any of the archangels and her higher self, and any benevolent being that helped as well today in her healing. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you. Love to you. Love to you, sister.
Thank you, brother. Love you, honor you, thank you, and respect you. Thank you.
Love and honor and respect you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I please speak to the higher self once more?
Yes.
Higher self, is that you?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. What a beautiful healing. She's been in there some time. How is she holding up?
She's great.
Okay, good. I'm going to ask the questions that she has here, okay?
Okay.
She wants to know, what does you as her higher self want her to know?
She already knows it.
Yeah. I have a feeling a lot of these questions she's already going to know, huh?
It is happening. It's already happening. It's happening right now.
Any details you could give her on that?
The whole financial temperature of the earth is completely changing from a slave system to an abundant system.
Oh, lovely.
And that has to happen through the governments. And that's why and one of the questions she had was, why did I go through all that work with the sovereignty and finding out about the birth certificates, and why did I do all that? What was the purpose? This is the purpose. The purpose is she needed to understand how the government structures work and how they are being dismantled, because it will affect everybody, and she's going to be able to help people understand how it was and now how it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can you tell us about that a little more, just briefly, about, she was mentioning about the birth certificate. How does that work with the government?
Well, it goes back to the reptilians when they took over 25,000 or whatever years ago. They enslaved the human population, and they were constantly looking for ways to enslave. And in this last century, and well, actually before this last century, in the last probably 2 centuries, maybe 3, they figured out that if they could impoverish people, well, it's actually been longer than even 3. It's been thousands of years, really. They've impoverished people and made them think that their only hope was a religion, and that if they gave all their money to Caesar or whoever, they would get to heaven, and then that way they would take their money and make them feel like they were doing something good for them. So that whole enslavement mentality that the reptilians don't want to give up is being dismantled right now, and that all these people that are doing these finding out about the birth certificates and how they bonded every child born in on the earth. We're not talking just in the United States. Every child on earth is bonded, and they are run through the United States of America. And they make money off those bonds, and she wanted to be free of that. So there was a process to that, and she did that. And anyway, back to the RV and the reset. It is it's happening now.
Okay. Very good. Thank you for that explanation. Okay. And part of the reason why she has such a strong animal connection to the animal kingdom, is it that also that being that she is there in that beautiful planet cluster of the mystical animals?
Yes. Her time with the mystical animals. Yeah, she has many mystical animals. She has Saran and Io and Ulysses and Co. And she works with Archangel Michael a lot, and Raphael are two whom she calls on a lot. Yeah.
And while we're talking about that higher self, what was the reason why you showed her that life there in that planet? What was the purpose to that?
So she would know why she's speaking with animals. Well,
Mm-hmm.
she is part of the animals. She's a part of their consciousness. She's part of everything. She's part of the earth. She's part of the rock. She's part of the trees.
Mm-hmm.
She's nature. She's also part of the angelic kingdom. She works with the angels to heal. She has the angels assist her to help people contact their animals when they're gone. And yeah, she just needed to know she has the connection.
Very good. Now, there is some really amazing, phenomenal information shared that will help the collective through this session. Would you, as her higher self, suggest for her to share the session?
Absolutely, if we can help somebody with it.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that suggestion. Thank you. Now, let's see. We took care of that. She wants to know, how can she heal from hot flashes?
That's being healed. That was part of the
The
reptilian attachment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that female reptilian attachment was strangle holding her all the way, Kundalini all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll just go away.
So would you say that that's common when people have hot flashes? Is it connected to the fact that their Kundalini is not being able to rise?
Yeah, it has a lot to do with sexual energy. Yes, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Yeah.
And if I might ask, now that her Kundalini hopefully will rise, that we've removed this, with her sexual energy when she's having sacred love with her husband, can she help perhaps shift his energy and awaken that way?
Yes, she could. She definitely could. Absolutely.
Through sacred love with him?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Would her Kundalini rising help his Kundalini rise?
Oh man. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for confirming this. I teach that very much.
Yes.
So
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, your
good.
symbols, the symbols you're teaching would be nice to share. The symbols for people to be able to put in their pineal gland.
Yes.
That would be great to share.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I'm coming up with something recent, so thank you. Where we're going to be teaching more so not just with regressions, but through a type of Reiki where we're using these alchemy symbols on people to help them rise and their soul blueprints and all that.
Awesome. That's absolutely perfect. That's what I was thinking about. I was thinking that sounded like something you should be teaching.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for the confirmations there. Very, very excited about it. It's going to help many. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Now, she wants to know, who is her soul family?
Pleiadians. Pleiadians. Her soul seed. Pleiadians.
Lovely. Do they have a message for her as her soul family?
Let's see. You're doing a good job. Doing a good job. It's hard down there. They're laughing like they wouldn't do it. See what I mean? Jumping, doing things you shouldn't be doing. Yeah.
Brave she is.
How brave all of the starseeds are.
Yes.
All the starseeds are brave.
Thank you. Very good. Thank you.
And
thank
you are doing a wonderful job, and thank you so much for what you're doing for all of us. We're gritting up like it's kind of like Christmas lights, and we're all starting to connect. And you're doing a wonderful job at it. A wonderful job. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. And would I ask, are you a more so of a divine feminine, masculine, or both?
I think I'm both.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, my brethren, for that message. It really does mean a lot. Thank you.
Thank you.
So at this point, I've asked all the questions. We've done all the healing. Is there anything else that I could have asked that I haven't?
No, she put you through
it. Very good. She did amazing. May I bring her back now?
Yes, she's back.
Oh, I thought you did that. Whew, that was fun. That was
And
so much fun.
I wouldn't have seen that the mirror thing, global world. That was trippy.
That
It
was, I
really,
was seeing it with you. It was trippy.
yeah, it was like
It's
looking
hard
at,
to explain in human words.
yeah, yeah. I was like,
It's almost like one of those things that you look through,
yeah, yeah,
right?
a kaleidoscope.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
And it's all shifting like that.
yes, yes. You look at it and it shifts, and you look at it and it shifts, and it's like, yeah, it would, a human there would not last.
It was amazing. So amazing. Thank you. That
Yeah,
was so much
yeah.
fun to go through that journey with you. Do you have water next to you so you could drink?
I do. I do.
Okay,
Yep.
drink some
Yep.
water. Sit up.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Nope. That was fun. It's gonna be fun to listen to it.
It's so much fun. How long do you think you were in there?
A couple hours.
Yes, almost 3 hours. And
3?
yeah.
Wow.
can,
Wow.
can you turn it so I can see your face? Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Let me see
Yeah.
what else. I have questions. I have to basically set you up and make sure that you're good to go. So basically, do you feel that you remembered everything?
I think I did.
Yeah. You were very deep in there though. Very deep in there. Very beautifully connected and clearly connected.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was,
very nice.
yeah, I didn't see that coming at all. That one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was, I was thinking of different, because I've seen a lot of lives. I've been able to do a lot of them myself, but that one I think my higher self said, ha, I have one for you. You will never see this one coming.
I love
And I
that
didn't.
they did that. Yes.
Yeah.
And very good. And you're also very fast at answering all the questions. So you had very strong, clear connection. I love that. And all the answers that you gave aligned exactly with what I was being told as well. So it was
Good.
beautiful to see and sense everything that you were going through
Good.
before
Good.
taking me on that journey. It was fun.
Good. Good.
Now, take care of yourself. When you are done here, make sure you go eat something, drink some plenty of water. You might experience some aches from the removal, especially of the entities in the
Okay.
body. You might even experience purging, like diarrhea and that kind of
Okay.
symptoms. You might even experience a bit of a headache. That is normal because of all the powerful energies that went through, because it was a lot of energy. So, just continue to work how you do. It should go away at least within a day. Meditate, ground yourself, use crystals and all that. Drink lots of
Okay.
water.
Okay.
Do watch this session, please, within 24 to 48 hours. You need to watch it, so because it is like a beautiful completion of this whole
Oh,
aura
okay.
session.
Okay.
Yes, so it's important that you do that. It will always carry the beautiful quantum healing energy as well for
Okay.
you to tap into whenever you need to go back and listen to it. Now, I know your higher self said that you can, that they would suggest for you to share it. Are you still willing to share it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'd love to share it because
Yes.
now that you
Mhm.
um have affirmed that it's all things that you've heard and I'm not on some spacey,
Yes, yes. I ask a lot of thorough questions. Sorry.
Yes, you did. You did great. Yeah, you
Yes.
did great. Thank you so much. You're wonderful to work with. That was really cool. And I'm going to really journal in the
Mhm.
next
Yeah,
week or so and just going to see what pops up and I'll keep you
you're going to
posted.
continue, yes, getting downloads and information. So yes, very
Yeah.
important that you journal. You're already getting
Yeah.
that information from your higher self telling you to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. You can
Oh,
share whatever you want.
oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
No,
Yay.
have fun with it. No, because I think if you can help somebody with any of it,
Mhm.
um, with the ascension, with the RV, with all that kind of stuff, because a lot of people are, don't believe the RV is happening. Well, it's part of the ascension. I mean, I think so.
Oh, yeah. Yes, your intuition
So
is very right on. Thank you.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Too, but thank you so much. It has been
Thank
such an
you.
honor.
Thank
I love
you.
you. I thank
I
you for
love you
this session.
too. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you.